Mistakes, the nemesis of productivity. But unfortunately, the human brain is actually prone to mistakes. It's just wired that way. And there's nothing you can do about it. It has to do with the survival mechanisms and conserving energy, which we will talk about in later lectures in this workshop. What it comes down to is that when people are put up where there's a time where they got to make a choice, the brain's default mode is not to gather all the resources possible to make a great decision. That's the default mode. Doesn't mean it's the only mode, doesn't mean you can't change it. I'm just telling you how it's set up. As a leader or the owner of the company, the solution is twofold. Part one is you need to be aware of it and understand how people's brains are processing information. And when I say people's, I mean you too, right? Because we all have certain parts of our brain that are exactly the same. The programming is different, but there's parts that are exactly the same. You need to understand what's going on in your brain when a situation happens and what's happening in their brain when something happens. This way you can deal with it better. The more information you have, the more resources you have, the better chances of a optimum decision when it's needed the most. And number two, you need to have strategies that will elicit an optimal response. I need an optimal decision. I want them to do the best, but I yelled at them as much as I could. They're still not doing it. I sent them to their office room. Oh, we took a break. We did this, but still nothing's happening. No. Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But what we're going to do here is give you specific strategies that work because they're based on how the brain is wired.